That's what comes with the mentality of winning. Kind of become like psychopathic.
There's no need for you to complain about pressure. Embrace it. So many people wish that they had this much pressure on them.
Yeah, you're nuts. So mentality of winning, like what does that mean for you for preparation?
I played against Carly Lloyd, Heather O'Reilly at TST, that deliberate practice that you're talking about. Like,
winning mentality caused tension with teammates.
If you don't want it enough.
Yeah.
And that was like conversations that we would have, that hunger, that switch that's like.
How do you think that got built?
And the coaching staff took it, applied it. When you're asking for something and it's being placed to you, you have no reason but to show up and do what you're supposed to do. If you don't reach your standard, we're not gonna win. And now we know that we can win.
Switch of winning mentality, that means everything. From the conversations you have, the social conversations like you mentioned, the initial practice, the deliberate practice, being open, having conversation with your coaches, winning as mentality, shift your focus in how you play.
Little mentality switch with that.
That little small bit though, is extremely important.
Yeah, we lost the game. My demeanor like played into that role.
That's what comes with the mentality of winning. When that pressure comes, because then you have to sit with it. How was the best way for you to handle it?
It was so like heavy.
Maybe it's not even a meter when it comes to like the winning mindset. It's like, I'm off the edge with it.
Yeah.
And most people don't jump off the edge. So that's me.
That's
okay?
you.
We're both like nuts.
Okay.
You're like, yeah.
Welcome to the All Mental Podcast for athletes, where we do a deep dive into the mental strategies so you can be able to gain a competitive edge in any sport that you play. I'm your host, Charles, and while I am a licensed therapist, this is only for informational and educational purposes only. This is not a substitute for your own individual therapy. If you do need a therapist, please do find one inside your area. Two-time Offensive Player of the Year, first team All-Conference NEC, and nationally ranked within the top 10 for scoring during the regular season. Anselmo, welcome back to the All Mental Podcast for athletes. How are you?
Good. It's a pleasure to be here again in person now for the first time.
I know.
It's exciting.
Good. I mean, I think this one is going to be fascinating because hearing that your mentality has switched to winning this season, or rather switched back to winning, what that means. Because I think a lot of athletes want to win. A lot of coaches want to win, but having that mentality of winning has a lot of different subcontext to it. How does that impact your focus? How does that impact your confidence? With your teammates, how does that impact your teammates? Because if you want to win, that can cause some resistance and some pressure as well from them. And so I kind of want to structure this as far as before game day, how your mental change, your actual doing of things, during game day, how your mental actually change and impact your performance, and then after game day, because you don't win all the time. You're going to lose. So like, what does that do for you and your teammates? So last season, your focus was on something different. Well, actually, you said freshman and sophomore year was about winning. Junior year, you took it into a different focus.
Yeah.
And now you went back to winning.
Right.
So what was your mentality really like last year? Then why did you switch it back to having a focus on winning?
Right. So my freshman, sophomore year, a lot of my self-worth, a lot of my, like, how I was playing and how I was feeling post-game, pre-game was dictated on my team's success, which was difficult because we were rebuilding. So, like, obviously, we weren't going to be the best team in the league. Yeah. And I was having trouble staying confident as a player, which is something that I really need to be creative and excel in my position, is to have confidence, like every position. So I was having trouble with that. So my junior year, our team was like a little bit better, but I shifted my focus to individual goals and individual goal setting so that I could stay motivated throughout the season and still keep that confidence. So if I was to score a goal and maybe we didn't get the result that we wanted, I was still confident going into next game, not because we lost, but I was able to like hold that mentality rather than like, oh, we lost.
Yeah.
And now I have to build my back up for the next day. Oh, we lost. And then we won. It was just like very back and forth. But I think my junior year, when I had those individual goals, going into my senior year, I no longer had to tell myself, you can do this, because I did it. So it was like, I didn't need that constant reminder, like, hey, you just scored a goal last game. Like, keep your confidence high, like stay level-headed, and don't focus so much about the result. Whereas this year I was like, I want to leave this program feeling satisfied. I want to leave soccer, if that's what I end up choosing to do.
Yeah.
I want to feel satisfied and I want to feel accomplished. Not that my junior year didn't make me feel accomplished, but I wanted to end on a good note. And because my junior year, I was able to like reach all those goals. I was able to get Offensive Player of the Year. I was able to get all NEC first team. I knew I was capable of those things, whereas my freshman and sophomore year, I didn't get recognition. I wasn't a stat player. Like, I was a good player if you watched me, but I wasn't putting numbers up. Whereas my junior year, I put those numbers up. I got the recognition for it. I knew what I was capable of going into my senior year, whereas I didn't have to hold that bar to my head to be like, I need to keep reaching this to keep my confidence and stay motivated, because I knew that I could do that. So my focus was keep doing what I'm doing because I know that I can do it.
Yeah.
And if I do that, we are going to win. And that's what my focus is. I want to win.
I think that's so fascinating because everyone wants to win.
Right.
Right. But what that entails and what that does to a person's mentality and then the team and how it impacts the team. It's different if you're in a sport such as golf or tennis, when it's just you.
Single, yeah.
So you're like, hey, I want to win. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to win. And it's all on me.
Right.
This is all pure, just me. But in a team sport, it becomes a much more complex, difficult thing. So I'm excited to really break it down. Because I've never done it before. So as preparation goes, how do you feel like having that mentality of winning? Like, what does that mean for you for preparation?
Like preparation as in like before a game, or just like
before? I'm thinking off season.
Off season.
Did that change anything for you? Like, how did that mentality shift actually impact what you did?
Yeah, I think it's interesting because this summer, I was very busy. And so I started my summer, and I literally left 2 weeks later, and I went to go play at TST, which is like this really big tournament. It was a phenomenal experience. I met so many people. I played against like Carly Lloyd, like post U.S. Women's National Team player, Heather O'Reilly, like a lot of like players that are like either playing professional or have retired from playing professional. So it was like a great experience. That is how I started my off season, was playing with those girls and like being around those people. And like, not to mention, like, I didn't have a spot on the team that I was going to. I was given a tryout and the team was already made. So I had to beat someone out. So like being in that experience, like even if I wasn't playing a lot, like was like so awesome and like so rewarding for me.
Yeah.
That when I got home, I had taken a month almost out of my summer. And my summer is time for me to prepare for soccer, and it's time for me to work. Like I said, like money is a very big thing for me. So I was like cramming in work. Like I was like, I need to work this, I need to work this, I need to work this. And I was working a lot, but I did a very good job of like staying social too with like my friends. And I honestly think like I played more soccer this summer than I've played in any past summers, like to prepare for college.
Yeah.
And I was less structured on the fitness aspect. I was less structured on the lifting aspect, but soccer was like very constant for me. And then like a month later, I went to Vegas and played in a futsal tournament. And futsal is like very technical, small spaces, like really works on your game IQ and your like technical ability as a player. And that like just enhances you so much. Like on the soccer field, it's so evident like when somebody's like really like technically sound. And that's what futsal does. And then I played there in nationals for about like half a week, maybe a week. And that was like, those were like that was my preparation, was like playing and playing and playing. And honestly, I ran the fitness test once this summer before I came here. And I'm very like, I need to prepare. I was so confident in my ability, like as a player, like playing so much this summer. Like I felt so prepared in soccer that like the fitness aspect did not give me nearly as much anxiety as it usually does. And I went and I ran the fitness test the first day that we came here, and I got the highest score I ever got. I got a 37 or a 38, and I've like only gotten 35, which is like so interesting to me because I didn't work on it a lot. I worked on my fitness a lot, like from a soccer standpoint, because I was always playing and playing and playing, but I wasn't like running that test as much as I usually do.
Yeah. Do you feel like, was that intentional? Like knowing that you had to go into playing the tournament, playing futsal, before you even did that, were you intentionally like doing these experiences going to impact me in this way of getting me even more experience on the pitch compared to if I just worked out?
I mean, I was just eager to say yes, like this summer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think like I created so many opportunities for myself just by like saying yes to people. I don't think it was like, obviously I knew that if I was like playing in these things that I was like gonna be like getting better and like I was getting great exposure. I was playing with like phenomenal people. But I don't think necessarily I was like expecting like, oh, I'm gonna focus more on this and less on fitness.
Yeah.
It kind of just happened. Like I didn't have enough time. Like there wasn't enough time in the day for me to work. If I had soccer practice, go to soccer practice, or like most of the time it was like me taking a break when I was home. Like I needed to rest my body, which is like also something I have a hard time with. So like me resting my body, I tried to focus on because I'm not 17 anymore and I can't like run around all day and like go to work and then be
Wait
fine.
till you hit 32.
Right.
I saw that look. I'm like, damn, you're old. All right. So then after you had those experiences, 2 questions actually. After you had those experiences where you're like, oh wow, this is going to help me be a better player in season. And then also, when did your mindset switch to winning? Was it at the end of that experience or was it before? It's like totally 2 different questions. But
I've literally told my team, I think since the end of last year, if we don't win next year, I'm coming back again. I don't care if I'm the janitor. I don't care who I am. Like I'm coming back to school because we need to win a championship. So that started before like all of that. I would say that started at the end of my spring season. We had a great spring season. We tied Providence College. We like beat Blue Merrimack out. Like we had a lot of good games in the spring, and I was like so excited like to play with our team. Like we just like have taken such massive strides since my freshman year, like to be a part of that and to like watch everybody like excel so much and like improve so much and watch the program itself develop was like very like not like inspiring for me, but it definitely like lights a fire. Like I was like, wow, it would be so awesome to like have joined this program, literally coming to Division I and then leave this program with a championship. Like that is so moving. And I think that's like having that really good spring season, like kind of set forth that mindset of like, I want to win next year. I want to win next year because I knew we were like so capable of being a great team.
Do you feel like the experiences that you had during the summertime made a bigger impact in your ability to perform this season compared to if you just trained like you typically trained?
Absolutely. Like the people that I was surrounded with, and soccer is like you said, it's a team sport.
Yeah.
But the impact of the people around you in a soccer game or on a soccer team is so massive. Like the girls that I was playing on side of like made me like such a better player. Like from an IQ sense, from a communication standpoint, from like literally just knowing like there is so much talent. Like people have so much talent. And it was like, it's just like, even not like sitting on the bench, like I'd be watching people play and I'm like, wow, like she did that so effortlessly. And it like, it makes you like want to do those things. It makes you like look to do those things that are like really small and like really minuscule, but like on the field, like once they're perfected, like so strong and like game changing. And I was surrounded by like so many people and trained with them for like weeks that like it really enhanced like my game, like my defensive game. I also had a great coach at TST and we worked with them for like 2.5 weeks. And I learned so much like about my defense and I learned so much about my positioning and like obviously like as a forward, your first thought is not I need to be a good defender.
Right.
But that experience made me so much better in that like environment, in a defensive environment. So I definitely think that my game like definitely took a next step with those things as my preparation.
I think like one thing I thought about as far as having that winning mindset and how that impacts off season or just training in general. Well, I think it might be a bit different, but at least how that impacts off season as I view it as that shifts to, I wonder if that shifts the way an athlete trains. For example, I'm thinking about, I don't think we talked about this last time, Maybe we did. Maybe we didn't. Did we talk about deliberate practice last time?
No, I don't think so.
So deliberate practice is essentially the best way to be able to practice. There's 4 levels to it. The bottom one is the worst, quote unquote. The bottom one is naive practice, which is essentially pick up games, playing with your friends. It's not terrible, but it's fun.
Yeah.
It's great. But you're not specifically practicing any particular skills. You're just enjoying yourself. And then you have structured practice, which is your typical regular practice of you doing some drills, but nothing's really particular to you. It's, the team is running through drills. Yeah, purposeful practice where you might see something and be like you did on watching other players of, oh, they did this. Ooh, okay, I want to be able to find out how I can excel in that area. Because for my game, I'm going to need that. Or they did this, I'm going to need that. So you can either, you got the best seat in the house, so you can watch players, on the bench where you can actually focus on what they're doing, or you can be able to, in the game, see something happen and be like, oh, okay, I need that skill. Or any player can just go onto YouTube and find out if there's someone that has, you mentioned Neymar, for example, is very creative, and looking at him like, all right, how is he creative? How can I pull some things from this game? So I'm purposefully looking for something I can work on. Deliberate practice is when a coach gives you very specific things to work on and say, here's the drills I need to be able to do that. So I wonder if that mentality of winning, with that switch happens as far as how I train, it needs to be more deliberate. If I want to win, I need these particular skills to do that. So my training is going to be getting these particular skills so I can be able to excel when it's time on the field.
Right.
I'm not sure if that happened not intentionally with you, but it seems like that might have been what took place during the off season. I could be wrong. Could be off base, but you tell me.
No, yeah, I that does sound accurate. I mean, I had a coach that I was with at TST. We did film before almost every session, and he would literally say, you need to do this. You need to do this. So, like, that makes sense. Like, that deliberate practice that you're talking about, like, he was telling us to do specific things, and we were acting on them. And then just being in the environment, like you said, like, watching those players, like, definitely helped with, like, my preparation. Like being able to look up a video of Neymar or Ronaldo and, like, watch them in the game is so different than not only one, being in the atmosphere, being in the environment, but, like, practicing. Because that's where people excel. Like, that's where you learn to excel. That's where you get your preparation so that you're ready for the game. But, like, no one sees that behind the scenes. So being able to stand on side of those girls and, like watch their warm up and watch those things and, like, how is it different from my warm up? And maybe those weren't things that I was intentionally thinking of at the time, but, like, I look back now and I'm like, I'm so lucky to have experienced, like, those players and, like, just how they practice, how they go through things, and, like, take that into, like, my philosophy of playing and, like, everything like that. So I definitely think, like, those two things, like, from, like, a deliberate practice standpoint, like, the top being, like, a coach giving you specific points, or, like, the next one being them, like, the players, like, being in that environment and watching them play. Like, I think that definitely helped with my preparation.
Cool. So it seems like, I think the takeaway is, if you have a winning mindset, think about how you can transfer your practice into deliberate practice.
Right.
And that might mean, every sport is different. So that might mean putting yourself in game-like situations as much as possible. Film was really critical. Like, even in private practices, like, do you watch film? You watch film, cool. Like, that's how you be able to, one, build confidence, because it's very concrete, you know what to be able to do, and that also impacts the practice.
Right.
My other question for you is, back to you writing out goals. Do you feel like you change do you feel like your sub goals change because you had a different focus? Like, before, your focus was on scoring. Now your focus is on winning. Do you feel like that impacted how your sub goals, how you wrote them down, changed, or they're still the same?
No, because I think even last year, with my goal being, like, having my individual goals, like, kind of being my main goal, I think that main goal was produced by me for the same end goal, which was to be successful, to be a successful team and to win.
Yeah.
So I don't think that, like, my sub goals, like, changed really, because my ultimate goal at the end of the day, regardless of what year it was to win. Sometimes I had to change those sub goals, like I did my junior year, and kind of make them my main achievement so that I could get there. But I think that stayed true, like, that end goal stayed true always. Like, that's always my final destination.
Cool. I think that takeaway for other athletes is, if someone was making here's the difference. I think if someone was like, even though junior year you had that goal of your own individual goals, but it was still the same end goal to be able to win, what we talked about. If you want to win, here's kind of how I get there. I think some athletes get wrapped up into stats, and I think this happens probably a lot with high school, which makes sense. Because high school, you're trying to get recruited. Mm-hmm. So in order to get recruited, you need to have good stuff on film. You need to have the stats. That's going to make you look better. So I think an athlete can fall into a trap, and that can translate into freshman year, sophomore year as you're getting to mature. You might still be in that mindset of, I need to produce because that's how I got here in the first place.
Right.
So if an athlete falls into that trap of, my goals are determined on how I can perform best, and it might not necessarily be best for winning.
Right.
So it's like, I need to shoot. Like, okay, but if you shoot and you're double teamed and someone's open, like that's not going to do anything for you. I think when someone makes that switch to having that winning mindset, your goals and sub goals, or your goal will be winning, but your sub goals is predicated on like, how do I win? Yes, I want to contribute to the winning, but there's other things I need to be able to work on too.
Right.
I need to work on defensive skills. I need to work on passing. So all those elements are going to make me better as a player and also help me win. It's a mature mindset to have.
Yeah, well, I also think like being on a team, like everybody has a specific role. Mm-hmm. Even if you're not a starter and you maybe don't get on the field always, you have a role. I had a teammate this season, tore ACL midway through the season. She is the loudest person on the bench. It's like sometimes I'm playing, I'm like, yo, like you need to chill, bro. Yeah. But I love her to death. She tore her ACL, had surgery. She was away for one game, okay, when she got surgery. This game was like, oh my God, it was dragging. Like not having her energy on the bench was so it was so different. It was such a different environment. It was so like unlike our team, and we like did not have a good game at all. Yeah. Like the energy was so low. And I think it's important to know, like, even though she didn't start every game, like, it's important for athletes to know in general, like, that was a teammate, didn't start every game, didn't get like a ton of minutes. Like she would get subbed in and she would do her role, but her role on the side of the field was so drastic for our team. And sometimes you don't notice it until that person's not there. But her role is just as important as my role, because when I'm in the game, in that game that she wasn't there, like, and I'm looking for energy, I don't have her giving me that energy, which means I can't do my role, which I accepted that my role was producing. And maybe every role is like different, you know, like I know that my role was to produce. I set that standard for myself my junior year. I followed that out my senior year. I need to produce. That's my role. Some other people's role is getting the energy up. Some other people's role is, you know, like being a really good defender, winning all your tackles. Like everybody's role is different. And I don't think there should be a crown on any specific role, because every single role is so important, like especially in a team sport like soccer. And it's hard, like you said, like in high school, because you're looking to perform, and athletes are always so focused on stats.
Right.
And it's because the leagues are so focused on it. Like you can be the most impactful player, and if you have 2 goals and an assist, you got to clap. You don't get an award. Like, which is unfortunate, and that's how it is. But like as an athlete, you need to know your role, and I really think that comes from like your coach and your team culture, and like being proud of your role, and like being proud of where you stand, like, and your role is like going to change like year to year. But like I understood my role, and I think it's important for all athletes to understand your role, like on the team and even not on the team, like wherever you're playing. Understand your role, because that's going to help with your confidence. If you know I'm the player that's going to go in the game, 20 minutes left, and I'm going to change the game, I'm going to bring energy, your confidence is not going to be, why am I not the starter?
Right.
And it's important that the coach doesn't enforce that crown on the player who is the production player, or who is the assist leader. Like, it's important to get rid of the crown, because there's no crown.
Everybody has their role.
Right.
And those roles are needed. Like we talked about, I think, well, small plug for team confidence, because literally in the research, one of the best ways to generate confidence for a team is that player on the sideline.
Right.
All the players, the bench. When the bench is loud, when the bench is celebrating, that brings confidence to the players on the field, and vice versa.
Right.
So that's an extremely important role. I think it's overlooked.
Absolutely.
But
I agree.
In the science as well. It's there. And I think it's everyone understanding their role as a mature concept. And we talked about, like, you can't score goals if the defense is bad. And all the things is be down there. You can't do anything. It's like the ball's down there. I can't even score. I can't even pass. There's nothing we can do because I don't see the ball.
Right.
You know, if you don't have possession of it, it's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone's role and what they do is extremely important. If they realize that, it's like, oh, I can impact it. And that is that dilemma with, you know, especially going from high school to college. It's, well, if I only have 2 goals, that coach might not even look at my tape.
Right.
They don't, like, I might be great on tape, on film. They don't even look at it because I don't have the stats there. So it's this weird kind of funky little dilemma. So my next point is with winning, when you got to practice, do you feel like that mindset shifted on how you practice? And my specific question is, do you feel like that caused tension with teammates? A bit deeper. So if you're like about winning, right? It's like whatever it takes to win. Winning means I have to do X, Y, and Z, but also my teammates have to do X, Y, and Z. So if my focus and my intentionality is on level 100, and I see someone on level 80, how do I manage that?
Right.
Because if you're on level 80, we might not win because your prep ain't right.
Mm-hmm.
So do you feel like that switch back to winning impacted your mentality and practice? You think it was a good or a bad thing?
I mean, I had a difficult time with this season because my coach was very keen on me resting.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was playing 90 minutes a game, 2 games a week. And every single game, especially conference play, like, I'm getting double teamed. I'm getting hit every time I get the ball. Like, I played with, like, an injury, like, for majority of the season because, like, that's just the reality of it.
Yeah.
Like, that's just what's going to happen. So she was very keen on me, like, take a minute, do, like, the non-contact stuff, take a second, which is hard for me to, like, sit out and, like, not do things, like, obviously. And, like, it's hard for me to be a voice as well sometimes. Or, like, it's not hard for me to be a voice. I never stop speaking and giving my opinion, like, for my team. But it's hard for me to, like, evaluate how, like, what's the word? How effective it is because I'm not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, how real really is that? Like, how are you saying that to us? And that's what I think. I don't think that's what my team thinks, but it's like, I'm sitting here and I'm telling them all this stuff. Like, are they taking it seriously?
Yeah.
So it was tough because I sat out, like, for, like, some of the remainder of the season. Like, towards the end of the season, like, I was sitting out a lot of practice. But I always am a loud voice. If I think that someone isn't, like, to their standard, to their bar, I'll say something.
Yeah.
And I think it's in a very constructive way. And we had a great group of captains this year where, like, I was very much, like, the constructive captain. And then we had our captain who was very, like, level-headed and, like, make, like, confidence builder, like someone who's going to be like, you're good, and pick you up, where I'm very, like, hey, I'm going to hold you to your standard. And, like, we had other great support systems, like, even outside of our captains and our leaders. But I think that definitely helped, like, me sitting there. It was difficult for me to, like, give that information and not be on the field because, like, are they taking it that serious? But I don't think there was tension. I think everybody on the team has a very high respect level for, like, everybody around them.
Yeah.
The youngest person on our team could tell me, Hannah, you need to get back, and I will get back. Like, there's a mutual respect that everybody shares for each other that I don't think it built any tension, like, with me, like, saying those things and holding that standard. I think there was, like, a high level of respect that's held for especially the leaders.
How do you feel like that was there when you first started?
No.
How do you think that got built? And the struggle of how that gets built?
It was really not there, like, my first year. Like, if I were to speak up on what I thought was going on in the game because I thought that it would benefit the team, there would definitely be, like, looks, like, why is there a freshman speaking up type of thing. But, like, I'm not here to be a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. I'm here to win.
Right.
And this is what I think we need to do to win. I'm not sure when that mentality switched. I think my sophomore year, I don't even know. Oh, we had some pretty good captains my sophomore year and my junior year. We've had good captains. It's just we didn't have that like on field like leader, like really hungry, really passionate, like is not going to let anybody drop in skill levels, not going to let anybody drop from the bar, the standard that we've set for ourselves throughout the game. And like we obviously struggled with that this season. Like it's always a struggle to like have that one person that's always like lifting everybody up and making sure everybody's like holding themselves accountable and holding everybody else accountable. But I think that changed my junior year. I think once you start winning, like things begin to get like much more like intense and much more like zoned in. Whereas like my freshman and sophomore year, it's hard to hold that discipline. It's hard to hold that responsibility as captains, as leaders, as like anyone when you're not winning. Because it's like, all right, I'm doing all this and like for what? Like no one's taking this seriously. Like we're losing. Like whereas junior year, we were winning more and we had great captains again, and they held that standard, and that standard became more important because it's like if you don't reach a standard, we're not going to win. And now we know that we can win. So you need to come up and you need to show up every single time with that same mentality, with that same special talent that you bring to the field and that special role that you hold. You need to bring that every single time.
Do you feel like that's built? I got one sense of how that's built. Do you feel like that's also built with coaches? Well, two questions. How's that built with a coach? And then is it this communication between captains and coaches meeting like, hey, how do we want to specifically design and build this? Or does it happen naturally?
I think in past years, there was a lack of communication between our leadership squad and our coaching staff because there was a disconnect of like what we needed for information to be receiving. And I think as captains this year, our main priority, and even my junior year, it seemed to be a little bit of an issue. Our main priority as captains this year was communicating with the team. What do you guys need? What kind of feedback do you guys want? And we took what they would say. We had team meetings like pretty often. We would take what they would say and we have our captains meeting with our coaching staff. We want this type of feedback. We want this. We think you guys could do a better job of this. And our coaching staff was very open to the information and took the information and applied it. We had one meeting towards the beginning of the year, captain's meeting, and we went over like what our team wanted and their concerns and what they thought we could work on, and we added what we thought we could work on. And the coaching staff took it, applied it, and we literally had like barely any issues after that. Like it was like very it was very good. Like they were very open to feedback and very open to applying that feedback that we were like asking of them. And I think that like helps like tremendously like with everybody's attitudes on the team and everybody's like overall motivation level, because when you're asking for something and it's being placed to you, you have no reason but to show up and do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. Do you feel like the new players that came in, the freshmen, the sophomores, do you feel like the new players that came in each year, do you feel like they were already equipped with that mentality of doing what it takes to win? As in, do you feel like the coaches recruited it specifically, or do you feel like they came in based on how good they were, and as a team, you had to be like, hey, look, this is how we do things here?
No, I think this freshman class definitely came in like ready to work. They're all like they work very hard, and I think that's the difference between my freshman and sophomore year and my junior and senior year. My freshman and sophomore year, we had a Division II team and 5 Division I commits. As people start graduating, those Division II commits start graduating. No knock to Division II, but it's a different play style. It's a different type of soccer. It's not as many hours in a week. Like those girls did not sign up to be Division I players. So I think it was hard to like hold that standard, have that accountability, and do all of those things that they really didn't sign up for. It's hard to keep like a good attitude when you're like, wait, I did not sign up to
I want to play some sports.
Like
whatever.
I did not sign up to do 20 hours a week of soccer. Like I signed up for like 10, 15. So I think that was also the difference, is those girls are coming in knowing what they're signed up for. Like they have that mentality. It's just getting them a part of our team culture rather than like make them work. I never had an issue with our freshman class like not working, or really anybody. Like those girls they're Division I commits. They know what they signed up for, and they're here to bring what they signed up for.
I think that really encompasses the first act of our conversation of the winning mentality and what that means.
Mm-hmm.
What it means is a high level of mental self-discipline. Whereas regardless of my emotions, what is it going to take for me to be able to win as a team, or for us to win as a team? And what that means is during practice, having focused, concentrated, deliberate practice, which is extremely hard. It's a lot easier to be like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and kick 100 shots. I'm going to go ahead and do this drill.
Right.
It's harder to say, let me watch film. Let me talk to my coaches. What specifically do I need to work on? This one specific drill, I want to master that. This one specific skill, I want to master that. I get injured a lot. I'm going to stretch more specifically. It's way more intentionality. It's way more mental capacity to focus on very specific things. It takes that. It takes as a teammate knowing, hey, what it means to win means I need to be giving 100% at practice.
Right.
What it means to win is taking feedback from a freshman, taking feedback from a sophomore.
Right.
For coach, what it means to win is listening to my team and making sure the captains and I have regular meetings, and what they're saying to me, I need to apply. I might not like it, but does that make my team win?
Mm-hmm.
What it takes as a player is, I don't really vibe with this person as a person. However, or we had a little issue or whatever, small little thing. I felt the tone was kind of a little bit too loud with me.
Mm-hmm.
What does it take to win? What it takes to win is me sucking it up, going to that person and having a conversation and getting on the same page.
Right.
Because like, look, we both want to win. We had a little spat out there. How do we solve this up so when we get on the field again, we dominate?
Right.
We got to figure this out. And not like all right, we'll just play like we play and not really talk to each other. Like, no. We got to figure this out because that's what it means to win.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when someone has that switch of winning mentality, that means everything. From the conversations you have, the social conversations like you mentioned, the initial practice, the deliberate practice, being open, having conversation with your coaches. If you don't like going out on Saturday night, but your team does, get your star out on Saturday night.
Right.
Because that's what it means to be able to win. It
Right.
doesn't seem like it has nothing to do with soccer, but that's what builds camaraderie. You're not going to get black out with your team. Just like go out there and hang and have a conversation.
Right.
You can be on the corner of the room.
You can be present.
You can be present. Like that's what it means to win. So that's what you have to do. And as a Division I athlete, that is the mentality switch. It's not just if I practice more, I'll be better. It's all these other different nuances to it. That's act one. The act two is game day itself. With that mentality, like I'm talking about, like prep is all done, jewelry's away, you're on the field. How did that mentality switch impact your focus in game? I'll give an example. So someone has a mindset of, let's say like last year was you're wanting to produce in your goals that you set for yourself, like literally scoring goals. Hypothetically, if your focus once the ball is coming your way was, okay, I'm going to focus on how I can be able to score here. How do I need to shoot? Where do I need to be at? This is what the defense is presenting with. This is my spot. I know for me to score, I need to go from here. So my focus is on getting to my spot and how I'm actually hitting the ball. And then if you have a winning mindset, does that shift your focus in the sense of your thought process? It's like milliseconds, but ball's coming here. Winning means in this defensive state that they're in, I'm taking a shot from here.
Right.
Winning means they're in this defense. I know my player's going to be here. I need to get the ball to them.
Yeah.
So does that shift your focus on like how you play the game? Or if it's, if you're up, right? And it's like, okay, winning means I get to be creative in this sense because we got to burn clock and keep this on our side.
Right.
Or winning means this. Like, does the act of having winning as a mentality shift your focus in how you play?
I think if my goals were to have been different my junior year from like the scoring aspect, I think it would have change my mentality. But my senior year, like that winning mentality that I have in my brain, like when I'm making those split-second decisions, if I pick my head up and that defender is like on an island, I am taking you into the box every single time. Like I'm picking my head up and I'm taking you into the box and I'm having a shot. Like if I see somebody one-on-one, like my process is even if I'm at my 30-yard line and there's somebody one-on-one, I'm taking you to the box and I'm gonna shoot the ball because I need to score. This is my best chance of scoring is getting a player one-on-one, breaking her down and finishing. Like so I do think that if my mentality wasn't so like my mentalities were different, my goals were different the 2 years, but like I said, like that end pathway is the same. So like scoring at the end of the day was like what I needed to do to win the game. So like I don't know if it was like that drastically different. I think from a defensive standpoint, my senior year, when we were up and there's like a couple minutes left in the game, I'm dropping more than I would my junior year, because my junior year, I'm like, I can still get one more goal. So it's like little mentality switch with that, whereas like my junior year, like I would probably stay a little bit higher and be like, there's 3 minutes left. Like I could get some points still off of this game. My senior year, I'm like, I did what I needed to do. It's 2-0. I need to chill. So like difference in mentality in that, like I think that would be like one of the main differences. But like the scoring aspect is not that different because in order to win, you got to score. And my junior year, in order for me to win individually, I needed to score.
Yeah. I think that's later. I think for your particular position, it's similar. I think that even that little slight difference of 2 minutes left, we're up by 2. If I chill here and burn 30 seconds, or if I just like kick it away down there, we're gonna win.
Right. Like the difference between me taking a player one-on-one and trying to shoot or me going to the corner of the field and sitting there and being patient and not letting them touch the ball.
Like you're 1-1, I've been cooking your ass all game. I could probably get another shot.
Yeah. But I gotta
we gotta win. It's about winning.
Yeah.
That little small bit though is extremely important.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean by like the mentality of winning. It's probably the title of this podcast. But that's the mentality of winning. And as a forward, to win means you have to score goals. The more shots you get on goal, the higher chance you have of actually winning the game. So yours kind of go hand in hand. But as a defensive player, if a defensive player had I don't know what a defensive player's goals be. Like if they want to dominate, what is the most important statistic for a defensive player of the year?
It's difficult because the person like I don't really know if there's many stats that they like hold up for defenders. I would say like aerial presence is really important. So like how many headers you win is really important so that nothing's going behind your head. Or like 50-50 tackles is pretty important. Like I would say like that's about it. Your pass completion is very important too because if you miscomplete a pass, they're one-on-one with the keeper. So I would say like those 3 things, like mainly aerial presence, your pass completion is probably really important stats as a defender.
Okay, I have 2 analogies for this one. So, in 2 different sports, because football's playing right now outside. So, so if on soccer, if a defensive player is like tackles is really good for me, I want to be a top tackler or I want to get the most headers. If your desire is to get those stats because that's what your desire is, you might take a header where you shouldn't be in a position to take a header. Are you going to take one, throws you out of position? Or you're going to take a tackle, might not be the best time to take a tackle.
Right.
If your mentality is winning, it's right here. If I take this tackle, I'm really good at it. If I miss, we're screwed.
Right.
We got 2 minutes left. We're up by 2. If I take this tackle, it leaves up open opportunity. Or I can play safer defense, make them take time to get around me, let my team come down and back a bit more, and we'll be in a better position to win.
Right.
On a football example, are you familiar with like defensive line?
Yeah.
Okay. So on the D line, the edge players get the most sacks, but it's complementary. If they work in tandem, like if there's a stunt play where the D tackle goes one way, the edge goes the other way, they're working in tandem. Their timing is working in tandem. If you're an edge player and you get paid based on how many sacks you get recruited based on how many sacks you get. If you're only focused on sacks, so every single play, you're taking inside and you're breaking contain, and you're allowing the quarterback to get outside of you, you might be a high sack player. You have the stats, but that's not helping your team win.
Right.
Because you broke contain, now the quarterback has 50, 60 yards rushing. They're able to use bootlegs and roll out because you break contain. They're able to do outside runs and crackdowns because you break contain.
Mm-hmm.
But if your mentality is winning, you know it's important for me to hold the edge on the outside because the inside is doing a stunt. If I hold that, that's going to give them the lane to be able to get the sack.
Right.
So we as a D-line got the sack because I played my role in my position and what my job was for this play. I might only get 5 sacks this year, which is still great, instead of getting 12. But in order to win, that's what that takes.
Yeah.
So that mentality shift of doing what it needs to be able to win impacts the focus of a player in game in that way. So I think that's I wouldn't even like if I had to tie that into an actual tangible mental thing, I would probably say it's mental self-discipline of like, regardless of my emotions, this is what we need to do to be able to win. And then it seems like for what you were talking about, the confidence building, yes, comes from physical, but also seems like it comes from outcome as well. As far as like, if we win, that's proof that playing this way gives us wins.
Right.
And it's when you don't have the outcome, it's hard to tie that concrete back. I hate outcome confidence. I really hate it because it's like,
difficult. It's a difficult road for sure.
I hate it. But I think on an individual level, I don't like it because it's, if we're losing, does that depend on how I, you know what I mean? Do I change my mentality just because we're losing? But it does have merit still because if we're a winning culture, it's like, this is how we win. You want to be here. You want to win? This is how we do it. So go to that team outing. So practice harder. If you're late, get out the meeting room. Like, this is how we do things. If you want to get plays on defense, stop tackling. You know your team's not back yet. Do your job. If there's 2 in the box, don't push it, you idiot. Swing it. Like, if there's 1 in the box, push it. So, but if you have those wins behind you and you have that performance and that outcome, you can draw on that concreteness. So I think that's an interesting bit, but I do think it takes that mental self-discipline.
Yeah.
And I guess my question for you is like, if you have that winning mentality and you're losing, so you don't have that objective outcome, you don't have that objective performance, what do you think a player should do then?
If we're losing, and our goal is to win, what should
how do you handle that? Like, I guess this is a twofold. Mid-game, like during game, how do you handle that?
Well, like I said, you play 2 45-minute halves, you get a 10-minute break. You need to problem solve on the field in soccer. So when we're down and I know we should be up, I'm very vocal about what I think needs to be happening because it's hard for a coach to dictate that all the way on the sidelines.
Yeah.
It's difficult for me to do it as a winger. Like, I'm all the way over here, the rest of the team's here. But I try to do like a good job of like holding people accountable of what's going wrong and trying to fix it, because we can't keep doing the same thing because it's not working. So I think my like way of like trying to fix that, or like trying to fix that mentality, is being vocal and communicating, fixing what's not working right now. And if we fix it and it's still not working, try and fix something else. You have to problem solve on the fly in soccer, which is like really difficult and really like annoying, but it's part of the game and it's like, it's what you have to do. And I think that is probably what I do the most, is communicate in those situations. I think that's the best way to go about it. My mentality, I think, is the same throughout most games. I'm hungry at the first minute, as hungry as I am at the 90th minute. Like, I want to win regardless of what time of the game it is. It could be 5-1. I'm happy that we're winning, but I still want to win. Like, I wouldn't say that my rate drops significantly because of that. And because my rate doesn't drop, like, everybody else on the team sees that. And when people look up to you as a leader, they try to model how you behave. So, like, has there definitely been games where I've been like, oh, God, like, why are we losing right now? Absolutely. But that's why there's 3 other leaders on the team that they can look to. But I think that is the best way of going about it. your demeanor and communication. Like, your demeanor is so important because when things aren't going right, people are going to look around to the people that they look up to and see what they're doing.
Yeah.
And if you're taking it poorly, the rest of the team's going to soon take it poorly in a matter of minutes.
Yeah. All right, I think I'll just want to. I think I narrowed it down. I think it is mental self-discipline. Because when you're winning, you're still having that mental self-discipline to execute, and dominate how you're supposed to. Just because you're winning and there's two people, like, doesn't mean like, oh, we're winning, I'm going to take it anyway, try to do some crazy.
Yeah.
Let me get on ESPN again. It's like, all right, it's 200 bucks. I'm going to do this. That's what I'm supposed to be doing.
Right.
Because that builds mental self-discipline. So no matter the situation, here's how I'm going to be able to react to it. And if you're losing, it's the best way to, where you don't have a chance of winning. Like, objectively, it's out the window. We're down by 2 scores. There's a minute left. We're not going to win. But still, even in that moment, this is how we should best operate.
Yeah.
Because if we practice that, like the same way you practice in game, the same way you practice impacts how you play the game. The same way you play the game impacts how you play future games.
Right.
It builds that team mental self-discipline. But we're losing. Who gives a shit? You know this is what we're supposed to be at. So when we're winning, you're going to change? Right. Every time, like, well, no. So then we need to be able to operate in this way. And I think that communication piece, and you alluded to this before, and I think this brings back to like Act 1 of the podcast of how do you build, when you have that winning mentality, how do you build that? I think it's also by example.
Yeah.
How you get your players to be able to buy into it, how you get the coaches to be able to buy into it. As if you operate on the practice field with that winning mentality and with that aggressiveness and with that mental self-discipline, other players will see that and be like, okay, that's how Hannah operates. Yeah. And then when you actually back that up with performance, it's like, okay, like, yeah, Hannah talks the walk and talks it. What? Hannah, like, walks the walk and talks the talk. And then on game day, it's like, well, so when you do say something like, yo, I'm seeing this, we need to do this. When it's like task-oriented problem solving, it's not like, we got to pick our heads up, guys. It's like, yo, it's task-oriented. We have to do X, Y, and Z. It's like, all right, we need to do X, Y, and Z. Yeah. So it's that coaches need to build it. Players need to build with one another. There's all the different aspects of the sub-goals. And then you need to be able to actually demonstrate it and perform it. And then that's how you build that winning mentality with yourself, but then more importantly, with the rest of your teammates. Right. And then the last bit is Act 3. And then after game day, when it's all said and done, how does that winning mentality shift as far as conversations you have with teammates after game day? What the debrief is after game day? Do you feel like that mentality shift to winning switches any of that at all?
I think, yeah, I would agree a little bit because like previously, my junior year, if we didn't win and I performed well, I felt accomplished with myself. Mm-hmm. I didn't feel accomplished as a team, but because I felt accomplished with myself, that load wasn't as heavy.
Yeah.
Whereas this year, like every game you don't win to me is like a clock. This year. It's like my time's ticking up and we're not doing what we need to do for me to make that clock last longer.
Yeah.
So I think this year was like much more dramatic for me because I was like, every time we lost a game that we should have won, it was like, it was less of a debrief for me and more of a like, now what? Now what do we need to do? Now we need to beat every other team. We need this team to lose. And like, that was something that I went through a lot, was like going through those odds. And what's funny enough is what we were just talking about. We had a game against Wagner, which is a decent team. They went to the finals. We should have beat them. Start the game, 5 minutes in, I score, it's 1-0. 15 minutes later, maybe not even, I get hurt. I asked for a sub. I never asked for a sub. So, like, I was in pain. I needed a sub. I was like, I just need to get, like, something on. I need to take medicine and get back on the field. I can't sub back in the first half. They scored 3 goals in 20 minutes. And the 3 of them that they scored were in a 10-minute span. So that's 3-1. And then they scored again at the end of the half. So it was 4-1, and I was on the bench.
Yeah.
And my demeanor on the bench was very evident that I was pissed.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, are we serious right now? 4-1 against a team that we're better than when we had the lead. And, like, I felt like I couldn't do anything because I wasn't on the field.
Yeah.
So my energy and my emotions were all acted upon the bench. And like you said, like, people look and they see those things.
Mm-hmm.
And my coach was like, start the second half. She's like, you need to lead. You need to lead. You need to lead.
Mm-hmm.
In the second half, we go on the field and we played probably the best half we played. We didn't win the game, but we almost tied.
Mm-hmm.
We scored 3 goals. So it was 4-3. And we scored like 2 more goals when we went out there. And me going out there with a better attitude, better leading, I scored the first goal.
Yeah.
So it's 4-2. And it's just like so much better of like an attitude. After that goal was scored, it's like a completely different team.
Yeah.
It's on the field. It's like they lead by that example. But after that game, like coming back to like after the game, I was so upset with like what was going on because we should have won the game.
Yeah.
And I also felt like my demeanor on the bench like played into that role of me like not being the leader that I should have been. And I think that like had an effect on that. And then it was like, we lost the game. My demeanor wasn't good. That could have been a reason why we didn't win the game. And now we have to do XYZ. So those were my post-game thoughts. Whereas last year, if that happened, like my demeanor on the bench wouldn't have been at the forefront of my brain because I wasn't as worried about everybody else and making sure they were prepared to win. And what they needed to win the game was my leadership and me being a role model. And I didn't exemplify that in that game.
Yeah.
And that's not something that I would have thought of last year. Like, I would have been like, yeah, I was pissed on the bench. But I wouldn't have been like, that may have affected how we won the game or how we didn't win the game.
So you felt like, do you feel like that was a better thing this year? Do you feel like it was better that you had the mentality of this year compared to the mentality of last year?
Yeah.
How come?
I mean, at times I think it could go both ways because at times I was so hungry and so passionate to win that I came off like harsh.
Yeah.
Because I care and I want to be here. Whereas like last year, I don't think I was as harsh, like nearly as harsh. But like that comes with caring. And I think like my demonstration as a leader this year was better than last year. And I think in most games, I took that role up very seriously.
Yeah.
Whereas like my junior year, I was like, yeah, like maybe some people look up to me on the team, but like I'm trying to score.
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to win.
Yeah.
Whereas like this year, I'm like, I need to lead well so that we can win. And it wasn't on the forefront of my mind, but as you go on in the game and like people say things to you, like my coach would fix your attitude, lead better. And like when those things are said to you, then it makes you think about it. And then you notice those little things that are happening and you're like, oh.
I think someone needed to say to you at that point, like, hey, what does it take to win?
Right.
Think about it. What does it take to win? How are you acting and what does it take to win as a team?
Right.
And you're like, oh.
And that was like like at halftime, I'm always one to speak. And at halftime, there would be games like Wagner where we weren't performing. And I'm standing there and everybody's quiet because they know we're not playing well. And I'm like, I can't make you want it. I'm like standing in front of them. I'm like, I can't instill that in you. I can tell you what I think you should do. I can tell you that you need to do this better, but you need to show up.
Yeah.
I can't do that for you. You need to come here and you need to want it just like she wants it, just like she wants it. And you need to take your role upon yourself and take it confidently and bring it to the field. And I can't do that for you. And that was like conversations that we would have at halftime sometimes because like we are loads better than this team. So the only like conclusion that I'm coming to is you don't want it enough.
Yeah.
And it's like, it wasn't like always a tactical thing that was wrong with our team. Not that we didn't work hard enough because the work rate was usually there. It was just like that hunger, that switch that's like, oh, I want to win so bad, which is why I think it's so important for everybody to like hold the goal.
Yeah.
Because when you lose that motivation, you run back to it.
I think it does impact the tactical. And it's like it's not necessarily something that's tactical.
Right.
It's mental, but I think that mentality impacts the tactical, like we talked about.
Yeah.
If you have a mentality of what does it mean to win, it means this player is really harsh. Like they hit a lot, they foul a lot, and I need to tackle them. And they're big.
Yeah.
I don't really want to tackle.
Yeah.
But like what it takes to win is like I need to tackle them.
Do that.
I need to be gritty.
Right.
This player is like tough, whatever. Like usually I'm kind of like a chill player, but what it takes to win today is like, I need to be like this.
Yeah. That's
the
my
refs
goal.
are kind of like the refs a little ticky tacky. So today I need to be able to play like this. I think it's a really good line. Like I don't know if any coach says it, but like what does it take to win?
Right.
Once you understand, like we talked about before game day, during game day, after, well, now we're on after game day, but here's all the things that it takes to win: your mentality, how you play, how you practice, how you talk. That impacts all these tactical aspects. So if a team is losing, or after game day, it's like, what does it take to win? Did we do the things that it took to win, whether mentally how you're at and how you end up playing, or did we not?
Right.
And it's like, what's next? And I think for you as a senior, you had that, it's a double-edged sword because you have last season when it was just focused on goals, it's a bit lighter.
Yeah.
But this season, yeah, you have your goals of scoring goals, but it's heavier because if you lose, like 1 year senior, there's no next year. You have a clock ticking. And then if you lose, it's like, I want to win though.
Right. Much heavier.
It can play this role of, and then if you're not winning, I think it takes a lot of mental maturity and self-reflection if your mentality is to win.
Yeah.
Because if you're not winning, you should have to ask yourself, okay, mentally, what does it take to win?
Yeah.
I'm frustrated. I'm mad. I did something this game that probably aided us losing.
Mm-hmm.
So mentally, what do I need to do next? What does it take to win? Does that mean screaming at my teammates? No, not in this case. It might mean accountability. It might mean, hey, look, we lost, but what it's going to take to win next time is we need to do this, and this. And I think the double-edged sword, if you go full swing with that mentality, you become very concrete, kind of become like psychopathic because emotions stop mattering. You're just like, you know what? Like, yeah, my emotion needs to be this solely for the purpose of me to win.
Yeah.
I need to show energy, not because I feel like this is truly what I innately feel. I need to show energy solely for the purpose of me to be able to win. I'm mad right now, but I need to be more calmer solely for the purpose of me to be able to win. You become kind of robotic.
Yeah.
Like a psychopathic, like I'm driven and whatever it takes to win. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Not because it's like from my heart. It's kind of from my mind. And she kind of become like this weird, like she's nuts. She's freaking insane. Like whatever it takes for her to win, like she's like on a different level. Like how do we do this? Like she made a joke to me, but was it because she needed me to laugh? So I built a bond with her because she was actually trying to make a joke with me. So it becomes this weird thing where I think someone can fall into. And how you get out of that, I don't know if I have an answer for that one. But yeah, it's a really fascinating like winning mentality of what it does.
Definitely, like you keep saying like it was heavier.
Mm-hmm.
Like the pressure that I had on myself this season was probably the most pressure I've ever had in any other environment. Like come into the season and I was like preseason watch list for Division I soccer.
Yeah.
In like a lower Division I league, which is like a great accomplishment. But now it's like I have this watch list, so I have to perform. I won Offensive Player of the Year last year. I have to perform. I've taken up the role of being a producer on my team. I have to perform. I've set these goals for myself. I have to perform. It's my senior year. I need to feel satisfied. My clock's ticking down. I need to make it last as long as I can. I need to perform. So it was so like heavy. Like I think that word is like such a good way to describe it. And I'm so like lucky and grateful to like have that pressure. Like I think like that's what helped me with that pressure is being like, there's no need for you to complain about pressure because you are in such a gifted position to have that pressure.
Yeah.
Which is like a really like different outlook on how to look at it. But I think it's what helped me like stay focused and motivated and not like close up when I had all that pressure was to be like, embrace it because so many people wish that they had this much pressure on them.
Did you hear my formula for pressure before?
No.
That's it.
Really?
Yeah.
Embracing it?
Yeah, that's literally it. Well, it's back to research too. It's like mental toughness and handling pressure. Before I tell you it, what do you feel like that pressure mostly showed up? Do you feel like leading up to the game, it was, I'm so glad I'd be able to have this pressure. You're playing with that, embracing this, and then really at the end of the game, when it all settles.
I would say sometimes it would be during the game because I would be like, okay, we're losing. I'm not scoring. Like I need to lock in. That was more of like, it was less of like me closing down. It was more like a way of me being like, come on, like you got to switch on. Post game, if I didn't like reach what I needed to reach, and like if we weren't winning, like that was like what was difficult for me. Like that's when that would all hit me. It's like, now what do I need to do? Like I said, like going over this team needs to win and this team needs to lose because we didn't perform today. Like that was the difficult part, was like that ending, like after the game. Like that's when I felt the most pressure, I think. It was like after, not in preparation for the next game, but like post game, I didn't do this, I didn't do this, I didn't do this. That means I have to do this, this, and this now.
Let's do the lighter one first. So during game day, you have that pressure on you, you embrace that pressure. What is your mental process next? Like once you've like, all right, I'm gonna embrace this pressure, what's like your next thought?
Like while I'm playing?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'm like somebody who like really embraces like pressure, like I always have. And like it's something that I excel on. Like when people like talk down on me and like they're like, you can't do this, you can't, like, okay. Like I'm glad that you gave me that ignition to light me, because that's all I needed.
Yeah.
Like I don't think that, like I don't dwell during a game. I think after the game is when that pressure was tough for me. Like during the game, like I'll feel pressure and I know I need to perform, and I'm more tell myself like a lot of like self reassurance, like, come on, you gotta switch on, like play into your role, like do your role.
When you say like I gotta switch on, what does that turn into? So like pressure comes, you embrace it, say I gotta switch on. Like what's the literal next thought?
The next thought?
Yeah, I'm breaking it down. It's like atom level, like minuscule model. Like
after I switch on, like actually performing that, like actually doing it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, now switch on. Like I don't know if there's like another thought process that I'm like missing.
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you my formula I came up with. Well, partially from research and kind of like pull from there. Pressure, people can appraise it in two different ways. 4, keeping it simple. 2, either as a challenge, which is what you do, you embrace it, or as a threat of, oh no, it's pressure, I have all this pressure on me, how can I perform? The best way to do it, to keep it simple, is grounding yourself. As far as whether you physically touch something or look at something, it's hard to in soccer because it's so fluent.
Yeah.
So if you can ground yourself, whether you touch your like pants or whatever, like the ball's coming your way, ground yourself some type of way. You appraise it as, I'm gonna embrace it. Like, oh, I live for this moment. I love for this moment. This is what I'm in, such a privileged position to be able to do this. And then it's, all right, let's lock in. And then typically the best way is a task-oriented thing to do. So it's, and you lock in. I need to be inside this position. I need to be here. I need to kick the ball like this. It's something that's task-oriented. It's actually really taking the emotions. You don't really think about emotions, not like sad, happy, whatever. It's not, you take that out of it. The appraisal and embracing can come in a couple different ways. It could be, I'm in a privileged position to be here. It could be, oh, I want them to come this way because I like when people doubt me. If you feel like you can come to my side, like, so what's up? If you want to double team me, like, so what's up? It could be if you're tying it back to confidence, and your confidence is about practice. It's like, oh, this is what I practice for. So you can appraise it with self-talk in a bunch of different ways. But the main thing is to like take it, embrace it, and become task-oriented with it.
Yeah.
That's the formula. Nice. But heavier part. After game day, what do you do with that pressure? Like how do you feel was the best way? Because that's what comes with the mentality of winning. when you don't win, or when you win but you don't play up to your standard, that pressure hits. It's either losing or not playing up to your standard. When that pressure comes, because then you have to sit with it. There's no, well, I can take this energy and translate it into actual playing. There's nothing, you can't do anything. You're not having practice tomorrow. It's like, it sits. What do you do with that? How was the best way for you to handle that?
Analyze my film.
Mm.
Like, after a game, I will usually watch, like, all my games, like, literally right after. Like, whether I'm on the bus, whether I'm at home. Like, if we get home really late, then I won't obviously watch it, but I'll analyze the game. And a lot of the times, I think I'm doing a lot worse than I am. Like, we had a game this year against one of our one of the top teams in the league. Like, they're a good team. Like, arguably, like, I would say that they're better than us. The one team that's better than us in the league. And I played so poor, like, in that game. And I spent the whole game, like, trying to get back on track, and it just wasn't my game.
Yeah.
And I was trying so many things. I went into our, like, back line, like, checked into the midfield, got the ball, go to switch the ball, the girl blocks it and scores. And I was like, oh my gosh. And at this point, I think it was like 2-0. So we end up scoring. And then I scored, like, right after that.
Yeah.
And, like, we lost 3-2. And that game, I was like, like, I scored, but I played so bad. Like, I played so bad. And that goal was my fault. And I watched the film back. A lot of the things I did in the game were not bad. Like, I categorized the whole game as bad. And because of that one play. And, like, there was times where I, like, maybe should have scored again, but, like, that happens every game. And that game, I really looked into it because of the situation of the game. We lost 3-2, and one of the goals was my fault. So we really tied 2-2 if I didn't do that.
Yeah.
So I think analyzing the film helps take that pressure away, which is, like, interesting enough to, like, look back at your stuff and be like, this is what takes my pressure away. But a lot of the times, I think, like, as humans, like, we look to the really poor things that we do, and, like, we harp on those bad things and we ignore all the good things when there's one really bad thing.
Yeah.
And, like, the film, like, analyzing my film would help me because I'm like, oh, I did this good. The film was a common reminder that, you know, it wasn't your best game, but you're not a bad player. Like, you had moments that things were good. And that was, like, kind of my reassurance. Because I think pressure is difficult to talk about. Like, for me, like, I'm not going to call my sister and talk to her about the pressure I feel on the field. She doesn't understand that.
Yeah.
She doesn't understand it from my lens. They might feel pressure, like, on this team, but it's not from my lens. So to me, it's not an effective conversation. I mean, there's times for sure where I've had conversations about, like, how I'm feeling, but very rarely do I discuss, like, I'm feeling so much pressure with the situation and it's stressing me out, because I feel that feeds into it. Like, if I don't speak about it, it'll stay there. And it's good to have pressure because it challenges me and it motivates me. But it's obviously going to get hard sometimes, but that doesn't mean that I need to, like, feed it all of these things. Like, it's controlling me, or, like, it's like I need help with it. Like, I don't. It's pressure. It's there. It's always going to be there. I need to allow it to challenge me and motivate me. I don't need to feed into it always.
You need to keep it objective.
Right.
Like, it's objectively, here's what I need to do. I did get better in these areas, so that's progressing is part of the process. All right, so that's an individual, right? Cool. But one more thing for individual. I guess I want to stay here for a bit. How do you, because this is like this dilemma of the double-edged sword, you handle the pressure objectively. It's not with emotions.
Yeah.
So eventually you become very emotionless. Right. So how do you, well, is it beneficial to have those emotions, but elsewhere? I feel like sports need to be really objective. Doesn't mean my enjoyment is winning. My enjoyment is dominating. And the fun I have is when I play to the standard. That's my fun, is when I'm playing to the standard. Like, I'm having fun. What I'm working on, what I'm trying to do in order for me to be able to win, for us to win, and I'm doing it, that's my joy.
Right.
But outside of that, do you feel like there's a need to express your emotions not necessarily like negative emotions, like talk about people, but do you feel like there's a need to express your emotions so you don't become so
Yeah.
objective? So
Yeah, for sure. I think like after every game, there's usually like me and my best friend on the team, who's also a captain, debrief the game. Like I don't debrief like individually about me or just about the game. Like what could we have done better? Like what was going on here? Like why did we make this decision maybe? Or like things like that. Like and that anger is like and that frustration is like released like in having that conversation.
Still objective because you're like, or what specifically and technically do you feel like there's a space where like it's not objective, there's like no objective thinking, it's just subjective, having fun, relaxing, to be able to have a system to maintain that emotionality side of you as a person? Or do you feel like
anything?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be sports related. Do you feel like you inject that somewhere? Do you feel like that lessens your mentality to win and it negatively impacts your mentality to win, so therefore you don't?
I don't know. Maybe like I don't know. I mean, there's definitely things that I do like that is not like with a point. Um, I would say like maybe like playing like just playing soccer like pickup. Like it's very like loose
Yeah.
and like almost like puts in your brain like because sometimes you perform really well at those things.
Yeah.
So like you want to do that in the game, but like sometimes that like messes with your mentality a little bit, like in a negative way, like you're
Makes you
saying.
soft.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
maybe like makes me think that I'm like way better than I am because I'm playing like very loose and everybody else around me is playing really loose. I don't know if there's like a specific thing. Like I can't.
It might
I don't know
not.
if I
I
can
mean,
think
maybe it's like you don't do those things, or maybe like and that's impactful. Which again, just like doesn't fix the part of like just being like a emotionless, like objective. I'm not saying that's wrong. That's
Yeah.
that's me.
That's
Like
you.
Yeah, as like a sports therapist, like that's me. That's like how I operate. Like I don't. It's like not a need of so much mental self-discipline. I'm like, it doesn't matter. Like I don't know. My wife is like, Charles, do you have emotions? Like, you're a social worker.
Yeah.
Supposed to have emotions. I'm like,
Yeah.
my brother, like, I don't know, even like with hanging out with people a lot, my brother's like, Charles, you don't really hang out. He's like, you're odd, right? I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, like, not many people do what you do. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, you're so goal directed. Like, you don't give a shit if you hang out with people or not. And I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
He's like, that's not normal, Charles. I'm like, you're right. But it's not, there's no like, I think you can have that winning mentality, that winning self-discipline, and be very objective and kind of be like that mentally so super stable you lack emotions and not feel bad about it as a player and not have like I have no negative connotation about this person gets to go on this vacation, this person's hanging out. It doesn't see me as like I wish I was doing that. Maybe I'm just so in line with what it takes to do what it takes to dominate. I don't care about that.
Yeah.
But I think in a team sport, you have to be intentional of like other people might not be at not even that level.
Right.
Other people might not be on that wavelength. And so I need to think about that and how I need to interact with those situations.
Yeah, I definitely had a tough time with that too. Like I've had like conversations with my coach. Like she's like, kid, like you gotta understand that you really care about this sport. Like this sport has been a part of your life for so long. Not that it hasn't for other people, but like it's really like made such an impact for you, like as a person. And I think soccer stands as that, like it's therapeutic for me. Like it is a relationship that I've built since I was 2 years old that's never left. It's always been there, whether I'm happy, whether I'm sad, whether I'm mad. It's something I always look to and something that's never going anywhere. Like I have control of soccer. There's so many things in my life that I don't have control over. And I think that's like really therapeutic for me as a person, which is why it's so like difficult sometimes because I feel so much passion towards it.
Yeah.
And I care so much about it. Whereas like some other people are like, I play this because it's fun for me.
Yeah.
I play because it's a good workout. Like I'm not playing for the same reasons. Like I'm not here for the same reasons as you. And I think I had a tough time understanding that.
I think it's use your psychology brain of, again, it's so funny because I'm like, this is not, it's like, it still falls under the line of just being emotionless because like, all right, this person plays for fun. How I'm going to approach them is in this very particular way to get what I need from them to want to win.
Have fun. Yeah.
So what do you need to do to have fun? So this, that, cool. I'm going to engineer in your mind like how this is fun for you. In actuality, this is what I need from you so we can actually win.
Yeah.
So it's like almost like manipulating someone's mindset to get what you want.
Yeah.
Using what they want.
Mm-hmm.
Which is just like not like a normal like human way of thinking about it, but that's like how you end up functioning. So maybe it's just becoming very robotic and very like, so I think maybe it's not even a meter when it comes to like the winning mindset. It's like, I'm all the way over here on this meter. It's like, I'm off the edge with it. Like once you jump off the edge, like it's just a pit and that's what it is. And you swim around in that pool.
Yeah.
And most people don't jump off the edge. But once you're off it,
can't get back up.
You're off it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? And maybe after you stop playing in some reason, you become soft in some things. But it's not even a meter. It's a cliff. And it's like,
yeah.
All right, I'm off one. All right, well, last question for you. Can I ask this? I wonder if you did this at all. The attacking people's mental games. Did you do that at all this year? As far as like, it was a very brief moment of our podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It could be yes, no questions, totally fine. But like, did you end up finding yourself as you scouted players, thinking about how to like mess with them mentally?
I didn't scout players as much this season because I knew that wherever I was on the field, there was probably going to be two people with me.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I was taking people on, somebody else was going to be dragged over. So it's difficult to scout players in that sense because I know that they have some type of game plan.
Yeah.
So I didn't scout players as much, but that game has always been my game.
Mm.
Like I will always come play a mind game. Like there was number of games where I'll like chirp, 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 and I get a foul, free kick. Okay, thank you. Let me have a free shot on goal.
Yeah.
And like there's times where the refs will laugh and be like, "Oh, you baited her into that one."
Yeah,
and I'm like, "Yep."
Mm-hmm.
Like, I definitely think I do. I really enjoy that part of the game because it's like it's also something that's fun for me. Like on the field, like that kind of like releases that stress. That I'm like, I know that I'm getting in your head, and you cannot do anything about it. And then you're trying to do something about it, and you're not like you're unable to like stop me. Like from getting past you, and like that's worse now because now I've got you mentally and I've got you physically. So now what? But there was a game this year that I got a PK, which is like right in front of the net, just me and the keeper. And I have my specific walk up, my specific routine. I do my deep breath. He blows the whistle. I do my deep breath, and I do my run up. I'm setting up, and the girl on the other team's like, "Let's go, Hannah." Say my name. Let's go, Hannah. Like, you got it. And that type of, like, trash talk is my least favorite. Like, that is the one that kind of gets in my head. Because why are you cheering for me? Like, you're pissing me off. Like, why are you cheering for me? Like, I would rather her be like, hit it over the net. Like, hit it over the net or something like that. So she's talking and saying my name, too. So I don't turn around. Whatever. I take the PK, I score. And I was like, all right, keep saying my name. Like, keep doing my name. And I'm, like, attacking her for the rest of the game, like, just going at her. But, like, I definitely play into that, like, all the time. That, like, trash talk and, like, trying to get in the opponent's head. And, like, when players do it to me, like, what they don't know is, like, I'm telling you these things to get you riled up so you say something back to me. Because when you say something back to me and it, like, kind of gets me going a little bit, it's going to be way worse for you than it's going to be for me.
Yeah, like I embrace all that.
Right. I love that. Like, you're getting bothered by it. I'm not. Like, this is not bothering me. This is making me better.
You think this is like, we're throwing jabs here. Like, your jabs are making me feel better.
Right.
Like, you're throwing them because you're mad at her, but like, and if you ever catch that opponent that's like the same mind length as you, then it becomes like sadistically fun match. Like, oh, we're like
Going
hyping
back
each
and
other
forth,
up.
going
Like,
back
this
and
is so
forth.
great.
Yeah,
And at
yeah.
the end, you're like, oh, like, we're really good friends, huh? Like, we're both
Yeah,
like nuts.
Okay.
You're like, yeah, cool. Yeah, this was like a fascinating conversation. I don't think, like that's what I mean. Like the winning mentality. I don't think anyone thinks this deeply of it.
Yeah.
I think you're like a perfect person to do it with because, like, yeah, you're nuts. So
You gotta be to be goal driven.
Yeah.
Do the same thing every single day. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta really want it.
Yeah. I think it's like that's what it takes. Of like, people say the it factor, but I think it's just like the it factor means like you've like hit it off the cliff.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I'm nuts. What's up?
Yeah.
Like I have emotions, but I have no emotions. So like it's like,
well, I would also say like on the field,
yeah,
me on the field and me off the field is like night and day.
yeah.
I'm so serious on the field most of the times, but like off the field, I'm like literally the goofiest person ever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very like night and day, but it's definitely like there's a time where I'm like, okay, here we go.
That's what I mean. It further reinforces the idea of like the winning mentality means like you're nuts.
Yeah, like you're able to switch back and forth.
You're able to switch. Like you turn this meter, like you have this little meter, this dial, and like your whole pregame thing is dial that up. You're like, all right, I'm in a whole different headspace now. Yeah. And it's consistent and it's intentional and it's methodical. And then, all right, dial it back down.
Yeah.
But that was actually some other question, the pressure bit of like, dial it down and you're goofy. Yeah. So it's like the taking the pressure off is like,
yeah, I think definitely my friends with that one, like, that pressure comes off, like, just, like, being social.
Yeah.
And, like, just, like, embracing, like, the people around me. Like, that's something, like, you really need. Is like, I have a great support system here, that is just, like, so supportive of everything I do and, like, just, like, really great people that, like, keep me, like, keep my head on straight from not going any more nuts.
It's like, hey. Like, so, like, there's another cliff over there. Like, no. You jumped up enough.
Yeah, literally.
Cool. I don't know. You should become a sports psychologist. I think that'd be fun.
You think so?
Yeah. Like
that's what I wanted to do originally, but I hate school. So I would love to like get my degree in sports psychology, but that's why I'm a psychology major.
Yeah. Does it take
my major.
a master's?
Yeah, at least.
Can you do it in 1 year?
I'm not sure.
Social work has a thing where it's like you can do it the whole thing in 5 years because the first 4 covers. Because you can have a different major on undergrad, and then for grad school for social work is 2 years. But if your undergrad is social work, then your grad degree for social work can be 1 year because your undergrad covered most of that stuff. I think it'd be great. I think like with you, what you're doing with wanting to be able to build a club, I think sports psychology would be another added layer to it.
That was like my original plan before I wanted to go play pro.
Yeah.
Was that like I wanted to go get my sports psychology degree.
Yeah.
And my master's in sports psych, and I wanted to like that be my niche thing that other clubs don't have. So when I'm a female, when I have all of this experience, and I'm also not only enhancing their physical aspect, but also their mental aspect of the game because it's 90% to 10%.
Yeah.
So
cool. Yeah. Like after you go pro, think about that. Cause I think that'd be like, you'd be so scary. You'd be so scary. Cause once you like take all the defensive aspects of the mentality game and like you already used to attack things, but then once you think about it, like how can I like not destroy this person as a person?
Right.
Take it to a whole nother level. You jumped off a couple cliffs, but how can I take it to mentally dismantle them on a performance mental level? Yeah, it becomes very dangerous. That's fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time. Yeah.
I loved coming out here again.
Yeah.
Doing a second one, but in person.
Yeah, in person this time. It was good.